What's up, guys? This is Titan Lifestyle. This is Big Drew. It's Friday already. The week flew by, but I'm back in the lab. I do this every Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. So, everybody over in the West or in Central U.S. or around the world for that matter, this is Eastern Standard Time, 2 p.m. every Friday in Titan Lifestyle. What am I going to do today? I'm going to talk about therapy of the week. Question and answers, my favorite part. We're going to get into a topic today about diet. And then we're going to go over some Titan events. Big event tonight. Very, very big event tonight. One of the biggest events in the city tonight. So I'll talk about that a little later. But first, we want to give some shout outs, see who's on. But today's topic is diet. Pretty much how you could fight age with eating clean. A lot of people have been asking me how I've stayed lean all these years. How are you so lean all the time, this and that? So as I get older, I'm actually getting leaner, which usually goes the other way around, especially for guys that have a lot of muscle. So fighting old age by eating cleaner. What that means is basically 10 years ago, people know me, I was eating McDonald's every day from morning to night, all day long. The only reason I was doing that is to get some calories in because of fast metabolism. So back then, I still had abs. I was, 300 pounds or whatever with abs. But my insides was messed up. I had a lot of heartburn, a lot of indigestion problems. I was always feeling bloated. So again, now, 10 years later, what have I done differently to keep my waistline tight all year round and not just relying on genetics and metabolism anymore? So one thing I realize now is foods I could eat when I was younger, I can't really eat them anymore. I can, but they just affect my body in different ways. Not so much fat. I'm not prone to gain fat, but the bloat, the stomach distension, the uncomfortable feeling, inflammation was a big one too. So as you get older, your joints are going to take a taxing. That's why you need stuff like BPC 157 and CJC and all that stuff. Yeah, as you get older, those things, they tend to wear down a lot, your tendons and ligaments. So people actually go the opposite way. What they do a lot of times is they start taking ibuprofen or they start taking other types of pain medications or injections, cortisone injections. And what they do is that's actually making the ligament and connective tissue worse. As they're getting older, it's already deteriorating. So yeah, it kind of goes hand in hand with getting older. So what I do is I just continuously look for foods I can digest good and stay away from masking pain rather than treating it. That's why now I do PPC 157 along with TB 500. The other day I had a little bit of a lat tweak, tricep lat, like where it connects. It was tweaking a little bit. So I've been blasting the BPC the past few days and it's been working great. But again, if this were 10 years ago, I'd just take a whole bunch of ibuprofen and deal with it. So again, I'll get a little bit more into depth as the show goes on, but today I'm going to be talking about fighting age with eating clean, what that means, and how pretty much anybody could do it. It's never too late to get lean. Unless you're, 200-300 pounds overweight, that's another story. But then again, it's never too late to lose weight and get healthy. Let's give some shout outs first and foremost. We got Amazings on here. I like the way you spell that, amazing. We got Amy on here. We got Mikey30 on here. And we got Angry Vet. What's good? It's Lee. Lee from a long time ago. He's asking, he's just saying, what's up, Lee, from a gym I used to go to back in the day. I'm not going to give that gym a shout out because I refuse to. But we used to train out there in Brandon. Got another person on here. Tony's on here as well. Tony's saying, what's up? So what's up to Tony Caruso? First question, actually shouldn't say question. First statement about Titan therapies today. Boyko Show took BPC 157 and TB 500. It took away his herniated disc pain. So that's great to hear. And again, he took the BPC because he had a herniated disc. He had pain there. A lot of times, now it may have sped up the process of the disc healing, which takes away the pain. So it's not so much a pain reliever. It just fixes something that's going to need pain. It says he never needed surgery, and he took cortisol right away. I took cortisol away. So again, BPC 157 for herniated disc, no more pain. And again, he didn't have to, pop Advil. He didn't have to be addicted to some pain medication. He didn't have to get an injection of something like nandrolone that's going to cause other issues. He basically treated the pain. So BPC 157, it was one of our therapies last week I talked a lot about. Combine that with TB 500, and the healing properties is like, it'll basically speed up whatever type of healing properties you have going on in your body. So in other words, you have an injury, it may say take 4 to 6 weeks to heal. You blast that BPC and TB 500, it may be healed up in like 2 to 3 weeks. Again, I had a slight pull or a slight strain in my lat, and normally I would just let it be. I've had that before in my calves, especially when I go heavy. You guys know I lift real heavy, so. But yeah, I just blasted the BPC for a few days, and it's literally like I almost forgot it was there, which is kind of scary. So, but yeah, it definitely heals it up quick. And again, it's not masking anything; it's actually healing it. So it's always a good thing. Let's see if we can see who else is on here right now. Yeah, so Boyko Show said C6 and C7. I can't see, my head's actually in the way of the comments right now. Let me see. Just a second. I'll get to that in just a second. The comments are behind me on one of the screens. I got like 4 or 5 screens in front of me right now. Phones, I should say, too.
It's just this here.
Yeah. But yeah, so further into it, how to fight old age with eating clean. And again, it's not just about eating clean, it's about training healthier too, training smarter too. A lot of times people get older, they're afraid they're going to lose size, so they continuously go heavy, they do stuff when they did when they're younger. You can't do that. And you can't eat the foods you ate when you're younger. A lot of people, as they get older, cheese starts messing with them. Lactose, anything milk, cheese related starts messing with them. Dairy starts messing with them. Broccoli is one of them too. As I get older, I realize the more broccoli I have, the more it messes up my stomach. So I just got rid of it. I don't do it anymore. So even on paper, if it looks good, as you get older, you should be experiencing certain things when you're eating. When you're eating these foods, you should be having like put a mental note of, okay, does my stomach agree with this? Is this something I could eat? Is this something that makes me bloat? Is this something that's making me use the bathroom? Is it something that's making me not use the bathroom? So as you get older, digestion is everything. Think about it. If you're eating healthy, you're going to get fit. You're going to be healthy. That's the main goal when you're eating healthy. So if your digestive system is not on point, if it's something is clogged, or you're not using the bathroom like you should, if it's something is messed up within your digestive system, it's going to control everything you do, whether it's medication orally. That's why injectables are always good here at Titan. Whether it's food you're taking, it may not absorb properly. It could be even medication. You could take some medication if the food's jammed up in there and you have a whole bunch of fat, it's not proper. So gut health is very important for heart health. A lot of times people just take everything that's healthy and they're not really using the bathroom like they should. So once again, if you are eating foods that are constipating you, stay away from them. And don't fall victim like I did before, as into, I'll just eat this food and take a laxative, or I'll take something that'll make me use the bathroom, because then again, you're not fixing the problem, you're just it's temporarily fixed. I know bodybuilders and people in the fitness industry, especially women, if they have a photo shoot coming up, they'll literally just go take a whole bunch of laxatives just so they flatten out their stomach. Well, something I've done for photo shoots in the past too, but now everything is on point. Again, find foods that you can agree with. Anybody that's on the show right now, any food that you can't eat now that you used to love when you were younger, not so much the taste of it, but how it agrees with you. When I was a kid, I used to eat bags of candy, and I didn't get a headache, and I felt fine. Now, if I do that, I get a headache. So, when you're younger, you always hear older people say, I don't know how you're eating that, it's messing up your stomach. It's kind of like training the same way, When I was younger, I used to jump off picnic tables and do flips and all that. Now, if I did it, I'd probably be in the hospital. My knees would probably blow out. So you got to treat your stomach and your digestive system the same way. As you get older, treat it the same way you would treat your body physically. You wouldn't run your fastest at 50 years old straight out of bed like you would when you're a kid. So why would you go ingest something that you could ingest as a kid that's going to mess up your body? Cereal. Boyko Show saying cereal. And I bet you with the cereal, these are something that people saying they could eat. They can't eat now, but they used to love it. We have one person saying cereal. I'm the same way. I'm a big eater, so I'll eat a whole box of cereal at once. I'll have a huge bowl and just do 2, 3 bowls. Because if you look at cereal, if you look at the box, the whole box will be like 12 ounces. So I'm like, okay, well, or 10 ounces, the whole box. I'm like, okay, well, my meals is including 10 or 12 ounces of meat in there. So weight-wise, it's not the problem. The problem is the amount of lactose, because you're either eating fake milk that's lactose-free, which has other stuff that will mess up your stomach that people don't realize, or you're eating regular milk and you're just screwing up your stomach. Now, one way around that is to try raw milk. It's very hard to find, and it's actually raw, like actual raw milk. It won't mess you up so much because it doesn't have it's not pasteurized, so it's not going to mess with your stomach as much. A lot of times people hear pasteurized and they think automatically that, oh, it's good, it's pasteurized. It's good, but it also takes some of the stuff out of it. It's kind of like water that's been triple filtered as opposed to spring water. We have another person on here saying peanuts used to be my favorite snack. Me as well. I used to eat bags of peanuts as a kid. And even when I first got into fitness and bodybuilding, I tried to get so much protein. So I was eating bags of almonds all day long. Now, I just stay away from, I eat a few here and there. But again, if I eat a whole bag, it's not going to, my stomach is definitely not going to agree. So on paper, it looks great. It's a healthy fat. It's protein. But again, don't go off of what's good on paper. Go off on what's good for you. Chicken, broccoli, rice is great on paper. But for me, it messes me up. Kevin has another one. He said, what are your thoughts on eating no meat and still grow? If you could do it, I'm all for it. I'm not the type of person that says you need this, you need that. I've said some stuff about vegetarians and vegans in the past, but it's just hard to get the amount of protein in. So if you could do it, great. I mean, whether you're blending up your meals all day or just literally eating veggies all day long or beans or lentils to try to get that protein intake. If you can get your protein, yeah, but the reason why I and a lot of people will have meat is because, a small portion of meat will give you just as much protein as like 4 or 5 bowls of vegan or vegetarian food. Now, in terms of getting protein in, eggs. Some days I go straight eggs. Like yesterday, I think I just did straight eggs. I didn't have any steak yesterday, so I had, I think, 3 dozen eggs yesterday. Yes, 3 dozen eggs. And that was pretty much I didn't have any meat yesterday. And it wasn't planned. It was just because I was busy. I had eggs at the house, so it was easy. The rice was already made in the rice maker, so I just scrambled up some eggs. Every time I got hungry, eggs, rice, a little bit of tomatoes, and some no-sodium seasoning. So if you can get away with it, as long as you're getting your protein in, don't say I'm going to do no meat and don't track it. I feel like when you stop tracking your macros or if you stop eating meat, that's when you really need to pay attention to how many grams you're getting, because most people don't pay attention to how many grams of protein they're getting while they're in their regular daily food intake. So if you're not paying attention there, you might be less than what you should be there. So if you're not having meat, count every one. Every egg is 5 to 6 grams, every this and that, and just let that tally up. Angry Vet said, see you later, headed to the show, spray tan time. Yeah, what show are you doing? Angry Vet. Looks like Angry Vet's getting ready for a show. We have another person on here saying pasta. So pasta is something that they used to eat as a kid that they didn't eat now. I used to live off pasta as a kid. I used to, well, not so much as a kid, but my younger years, my first apartment, I literally, that's all I ate was either pasta or pizza, because that's pretty much all I knew how to make was boil the pasta with some ground beef and order pizza. So, and when I first got into bodybuilding, pasta was my staple, because again, it was something quick, fast, and cheap. And it's something that easy to digest and easy to swallow. The pasta's soft, the ground beef is soft, it just goes right down. So, yeah, pasta. I used to do I could do a little bit of pasta now. I just try not to get away with it. Tony Caruso said, I exchanged peanuts for ratio yogurt, low cal, 1 gram of sugar, 25 grams of protein, and a few ounces. Yeah. Again, if you can get 25 grams of protein and only a few ounces, that's good. Less capacity in your stomach is better in terms of bloat. So, that's another reason why vegan or vegetarian type diet, it just wouldn't work for me because I would have to eat so much food to get my protein that my stomach would be bulging out from all the intake. Another person, Pimp 1973, says, "What do you think about intermediate fasting?" I'm not a fan. It may work for some people, but I've never fasted by choice. I feel like your body needs fuel at all times, unless it's resting. I don't feel like you should ever be up, moving around, and doing things for hours at a time without putting some type of fuel in your body. You wouldn't drive a car with no gas or no oil in it. It could sit in the garage and not move with no gas and oil. I may be able to move a short distance, but if you're going to be moving around all day long, whether you're doing physical labor or just walking to and from things or just up and around the house or at your job, depending on type of work you do, I feel like you need some type of fuel. Just water isn't good enough. Now, if you're doing it to take care of a stomach issue, in other words, if you do some fasting for a day or two because you have some type of gut issue, that you could do. If it's a one-time thing to treat something. But if it's an ongoing thing where every day you're not eating at a certain time or you get into a habit of just not eating, I'm not a fan of it. I'd go up a little bit. Just a question. Go down. I had a question. Go down a little bit. Keep going down. Keep going down. Keep going down. Okay, here we go. Ski said, "Do you use whole egg whites? Whole eggs or just egg whites?" I do two different ways. One way with egg whites. Basically, my breakfast is pretty much the same. It's oatmeal, eggs, and fruit. Sometimes I do cream of rice in place of the oatmeal. If I don't feel like eating the meal, I'll just put the egg whites straight into the blender, a short carton, just put it right into the blender, and I'll put my eggs, I'll put my oatmeal, dry oatmeal with the egg whites, liquid egg whites, and fruit in the blender, frozen fruit, and drink it. Now, if I eat it, if I don't feel like blending it, if I actually want to sit and eat, if I want to feel more full, then I'll do whole eggs. But I go back and forth. It just depends pretty much how lazy I am or if I feel like drinking my meal as opposed to eating it. I feel like whole eggs are good as long as they're pasture-raised eggs. Don't get cage-free, get pasture-raised. But yeah, the egg yolk has a lot of good aminos, a lot of good fats. Tony Caruso, let me see, $20 of eggs. Probably more than that. Eggs cost more than that where I live. So, and again, I get pasture-raised eggs. You can get cheap eggs. You can get cheap eggs. I'm not getting cheap eggs. So the egg yolk should be darker yellow. It shouldn't be real light yellow. And it should break pretty easily when you're scrambling it or when you're blending it. If you get those cheap eggs in a big box, it's like 1,000 per box at like these cheap stores. The egg looks different. It's real light yellow yolk, which means it's probably fake or not filled with hormones, or and they don't whip up the same way. So, Blood Washed White, Love Tight Medical. We'll go back down a little bit. Go down. Yeah, as soon as Blood Washed White, Love Tight Medical. Stacy Media put me on the Titan. Yeah, shout out to Stacy. I haven't seen Stacy in a while. She's one of our Titan fam over here. We got Bow in Action, Bow Fishing. You recommend more reps, low weight, or a good 6 of both? I'm a bit overweight and want definition. Now, once again, that's a great question because my first thing I would recommend in terms of definition is don't even concentrate in the gym. You want to get your food on point to get your body looking right. The difference between bodybuilders, when you see us on stage or when you see us regular people that go to the gym, everything has to do with what we're putting into our body. Everyone goes to the gym that's at the gym, and they all use the same weights. They lift the same things. To look different, unless you're genetically blessed like that, you'd have to change your diet. Now, in terms of weight, reps, and all that, calories burned are calories burned. So again, if you could get underneath the squat rack and do 5 sets of 5 as heavy as possible, where you're out of breath, where it hurts, where you're shaking, where you're dizzy, that's going to burn more calories than just running or doing a million reps of, lightweight. So it's all about calories burned, or time under tension, or intensity. But again, I wouldn't be concerned so much with the weight. Don't be concerned with the weight, how heavy it is. And don't be concerned with the reps so much. Just get on point that food. I mean, you could literally lift the same way you're lifting right now and get your food on point, and your whole body will change. People are going to say, what are you doing? What are you taking? What did you do? All off of the food. Official Desiree D said, I literally replaced one meal with one cupcake. Hey, that meal might be the same amount of calories as that cupcake. Now, I wouldn't recommend it, but hey, it is what it is. Sinos B says, sure, wish I kept up the stretching during my 34 years mass building. My hip area are the worst now for tightness. Yeah, hip tightness is, I mean, you're definitely going to have to, that's just basically just mobility work and stretching and stuff like that. It's not really, now diet could play effect if you're holding a lot of water. If you have a high sodium diet and you're holding water around, that can make you feel stiff because, you know, and again, if I'm holding water in my wrists or my ankles, they feel stiff. But again, like, yeah, mobility is key. The earlier you could start, the better too. Beautiful 5678900 is asking, how much cardio do I do? None. I hate cardio. I hate it. Again, I would rather eat cleaner and not do any cardio than do cardio and, you know, continue to eat a somewhat clean diet. A lot of my clients do cardio. I mean, mostly all of them, especially ones that compete, they do cardio. I do cardio a little bit when I compete, but again, my metabolism is super fast. I stay lean. And if I do cardio, I'll literally just have to either be eating all day long or I'll just start losing weight. So for me, the only thing I do with cardio is I sip some green tea, like I'm always sipping all day long while I'm walking on the treadmill to warm up. But that's literally just to physically warm up. The hot tea, the hoodie on, and as soon as I get warm, it's on to the weights. Thank you, sir. I have to quit eating Taco Bell. Yeah, Taco Bell is good, though, yeah. Got to quit the Taco Bell. Make your own tacos. You know, get some good grass-fed ground beef, you know, some avocado, organic vegetables. You can make your own taco. If you make your own taco, the only thing that's pretty much going to be bad is the shell. Everything else is just vegetables. Get some good pink salt, sea salt, you know, and some quality beef. I'm a big-time red meat eater, so, or if you don't do beef, you can go some chicken, some lean chicken with some veggies. That'll work too. Chris says, watching this as I eat my McRib. I love it. Hey, at least you're being real with it. You're not sitting there saying you're eating the salad. Beautiful is asking, do I take electrolytes? Yes, I do, but I actually don't take physical electrolytes, like a powder or pill form. I basically just do fruits. So in other words, I'll make my own what I call nature's Gatorade. Instead of buying Gatorade at the store that has yellow number whatever and red number whatever and all the extra ingredients, what I do is I make my own Gatorade. So say I'll take watermelon, put it in the blender. I'll put some pink salt, some sea salt in there with some water, and I'll blend it up. And that's pretty much my electrolytes. I try to get electrolytes from fruit, natural electrolytes as much as possible. Every once in a while, if I get sick, if I'm dehydrated or something like that, I may drink a Pedialyte. Pedialyte is like fluid that they give the young kids and babies when they're dehydrated. It's better than Gatorade. It's safer for your stomach. You know, they give it to babies, so it's real gentle on your stomach. It's a little bit thicker, so you could go half and half with water, but for the most part, just fruit. Bokyo Show said, what tips do you have to create discipline for a home gym? I'm struggling with consistency. I don't have a home gym. I've never worked out in a home gym. Yeah, that's a whole new show right there. But congrats on your gym, though. I would love to have my own home gym. Victorious, how can you tell when you're dehydrated? Good question. First sign I would say is be a little bit nauseous. If you're nauseous, if you feel dizzy, if you have a headache, if you have a sudden headache, you're not sure why, just backtrack, and chances are you haven't been having as much fluid as you should, or you're sweating too much and you need to replenish that with more fluid. If you have blurred vision, if you look like, if you stare in the sun and you stare too long and you look away and you see that blue light in front of your face. Um, if that happens, but you're not staring in the sun, that could be dehydration as well. And again, if you're real lethargic, if you're starting to lose memory, if you can't remember stuff, if you're kind of off and you're like kind of feel spaced out, at that point, I would just recommend don't run to some water. Get some water, slow sip the water, sit down and just cool off and just sit there and just slowly hydrate. The last thing you want to do when you're dehydrated is run to a water fountain or grab a gallon jug and just start chugging. Now you're going to want to do that because, you're so thirsty, but the thing is just slow, steady sip. And again, you could also add a little bit of pink salt or sea salt or, some fruits that are high in electrolytes like bananas, watermelon, fruit and water, and just cool off. Don't go from one extreme to the other. In other words, if you're out in the heat and it's 100 degrees, don't jump into, or if it's 100, don't go from 100 degrees to 50 degrees and start chugging water because then your body's going to go into shock. So everything you do, you need to slowly get back to hydration, slowly get back to the correct temperature of your body, and slow sip. Otherwise, you're going to go from feeling dizzy to feeling like you're going to throw up because you're pounding water, and then you're all over the place. No, I do not meal prep. You're asking if I meal prep for myself, or I do meal prep. I basically just eat when I'm hungry. I eat every 2 hours. Sometimes I keep food in the house. Sometimes I don't. I have a couple places close by me that have meals for me, so I can go there and eat. But yeah, I don't really. I don't prep for the whole week. I go at least 2 days. I don't like to have food sitting longer than a day or two. So I'll make beef for today and maybe tomorrow. Auntie 909 said, should I still work out if I'm still a little sore? My split is push-pull legs. You could just do push-pull legs and then take 2 days off and then do that same split again. So instead of doing push-pull legs and then going right back to push-pull legs, do push-pull legs, take a day off, then do that. Or go push-pull legs, take 2 days off, and then go back. Or, switch it up. Go push-pull, off, legs, off, then push-pull, off, legs, off. Do it that way. I love your diet advice. Do you have a book? Maybe making one new. I do not have a book, but I do meal plans. I do nutrition. So if you need that, hit me up. The real Derek Jackson says, I'm trying to lean bulk. Any advice? Add 2 more meals. No matter who you are, no matter what you're trying to do. If you're trying to grow and you're not growing right now, obviously you want to eat clean bulking food, but I would automatically just add 2 more meals. If you're doing meals every 3 hours, do them every 2. Have one a little bit before, have one a little bit later. Or if you can't do that, add a scoop or 2 of whey protein isolate in between your meals, just so you get more protein in. This guy says, damn, this guy is so knowledgeable, but not answering me. Go back up. I want to make sure I answer him. Let me see. Yeah, let me see what you're... Todd, what are you asking? I see that I'm trying to figure out what you were asking. I want to make sure I get your question. 6 meals a day. We're going back right now trying to find out where it is. Any suggestions? Let me see. Where is he at? Keep going up. I'll find you, Todd. Hold on. Yeah, I don't see any question, Todd. The first question I have for you says any suggestions. So if you're still on, just shoot me the question again. I'll see if I can get to it right now. But I just went back over all the questions for today, and the first one I have from you says any suggestions. So I don't know if that got... how do you build bigger muscles? Eat clean and work out. I mean, it's pretty simple. Bigger muscles require bigger food and bigger weight. So lift more weight, eat more food, and do it right. Eat the right food, lift the right weight the right way. And rest too. Don't just work out every single day. You got to take time off. The muscle is like a cut. You got to treat it, put some medicine on it, and then chill, let it heal. When it heals, it grows. Put some medicine on the cut, chill for a couple of days, let it heal. Treat the muscle the same way. If you're scratching that cut every single day, it'll never heal. What you have to do is treat it. The gym is the treatment. After that, you got to relax and just chill. Let that thing grow. When bulking, do we want to keep the heart rate low while lifting heavy? I would say yes. That's a good question. The reason why is because if your heart rate's up, your body's going to become it's going to be working for the most part, you know. So you want to bring your heart rate down. That's a good question. Now, again, everyone's different. That's what I would do. That's pretty much how I train now. I try to keep my heart rate low in between each set to make sure each set is, you know, a quality set, as opposed to let me go quick, got to get it done. And then I don't really get that. So yeah, I would say keep your heart rate low, but you also want to make sure you're pushing your body too. You don't want to just be relaxing in the gym. So if you keep your heart rate low, only have it low in between sets. And then once you get that beast set, go crazy on that set. Then once you're done, you're catching your breath, you're sitting down, then let your heart rate come back down low and chill, sip some water. And then once it's low, then you can go back again and murder that same weight all over again. Any tips for a new training starting out? Read, and watch videos. Literally dedicate every night, pick a topic and watch YouTube videos of it every night, or just research it every night. I did that for years and years. Again, I've been doing this almost 20 years now, so everyone always talks about my knowledge. I was in the books and videos for years before I even had social media, before even people knew who I was. So, yeah, don't just go off of books, too. Talk to people, knowledge, watch videos, you know, trial and error with your own body, you know, that always works, too. Angry Vet, carb loading now for the show. Focus, let's get it. What are the carbs? What are we carbing up on? Bow action, bowfish. How do you take your amino acids? I take my amino acids through an injection. From Titan Medical Center, we have Titan Complete. It's basically like our one a day. It's kind of like basically like a women's or a men's one a day, but it also has other stuff in it like carnitine and B12. That's why it's a reddish color. But that's basically my vitamin for the day. I don't take any vitamin pills anymore. I'll do one injection of Titan Complete, which is just all vitamins and aminos. And I'll also, before I work out, I'll take Hercules Potion, which is like our top-of-the-line amino acid blend. And I will inject that into the muscle before I work out. That's not a steroid. It's not hormonal at all. It's just strictly amino acids, citrulline, leucine, you know, arginine. And it's going right into the muscle, as opposed to, you know, when you mix up the shaker cup and you're sipping it and you have to use the bathroom and you're sweating it out, you're pissing it out. My aminos, my vitamins stay on my body. But those are the aminos that I take daily. Victoria said, how can you try our products? You can call 727-389-3220. Titan Medical Center. We service all 50 states except for Idaho. But if you're in Idaho and you have someone in a neighboring state, we can ship to them and they can ship to you. And again, if you haven't gotten your blood work done, we do blood work in-house. Or once you call or text that number, one of our medical providers will let you know a place you can go closest to you, whatever state, city you're in. And once the blood work comes back to us, they'll call you, go over Skype, FaceTime, go over everything with you. And then from that point on, you are now officially a Titan medical patient, and you can order whatever you want to order that we don't require blood work for. And other stuff, it's going to be dependent on your blood work. If you're low in testosterone, you may qualify for that. If you're high in estrogen, you may qualify for estrogen blockers. We have stuff for ladies. We have stuff for men, hair, skin, nails. We have stuff to treat erectile dysfunction. We have stuff to help women with the same type of libido issues. We have testosterone replacement therapy, medical weight loss, like someone just mentioned, amino acids. So one-stop shop here at Titan Medical. Strohs, what's the point of doing blood work? Good question. The point of doing blood work is to figure out what's going on in your body. It's kind of like a diagnostics test that you get done for your car. If you have an issue with your car and the light's on, you say, wait, something's not right, the light's on. So you go in, they hook it up to the machine, they pull up their little laptop that they look at with all the wires connected, and they say, hey, this is the problem, boom, boom, boom. The blood work for your body is the same way. You may look in the mirror the same way you look at that engine light and you seem a little off, you feel a little off. Something's not right. So what we do is we do your blood work, and that's going to give us basically the diagnostics to tell us what's going on with your body. You could be low testosterone, you could be high estrogen, you could have your hemoglobin could be high, your liver function, your kidney function could be off. So there's a lot of things, especially women that were on birth control when they're younger, they have these hormonal or issues where they're not really sure what's going on with their body. So the blood work is going to be basically let us know what's going on, as opposed to self-diagnosing yourself. A lot of times people have a headache, they go to Google, headache, they automatically think it's blood pressure, they get blood pressure medication, but what if it wasn't blood pressure? The blood work is going to let us know exactly what it is and how to treat that. Rather than just, because it's like an x-ray of what's going on in your body. Your arm could hurt. You could think it's broken, but you get the x-ray and you're like, oh, it's fine. It must just hurt. You don't want to misdiagnose. Charmed Impatient said, you look like you're probably tough. I don't know. Oh, probably taut? I'm not sure what that means. What if I take for blood pressure? Will I still be able to use? Not sure what you mean. So what if I take Hyde for blood pressure? Oh, tough. I don't know. What if I take HID for blood pressure? HYD? You're all good, Champ Impatience. You're all good, Charmed Impatience. Strolls, any thoughts on nicotine and caffeine combined? Do you mean nicotine and caffeine combined, or?
There's people taking that for pre-workout, like a little Zen caffeine.
Oh, you mean like the gum, like the nicotine gum with the caffeine in it? That would be pointless because you might as well just take caffeine. The nicotine's not really doing anything. It's kind of like, okay, I want to be cool. Like, I don't understand it. Like, nicotine's going to have no effect on your workout. If you need caffeine, you could go with what we have here at Titan Medical Center. We have ECA Stack, which is 200 milligrams of caffeine, ephedrine, aspirin, B12. So that's going to give you a little bit of a boost for your workout. And again, you don't want to have nicotine. Why have nicotine? Nicotine is damaging. So now if you're an ex-cigarette smoker and you smoke packs a day for years and that's what you have to do to come off, yeah, of course. That's what it's made for. But if you just want to boost in the gym, you could take an ECA capsule, you could take some Hercules potion, drink a coffee, green tea. That's what I got right here, green tea. So, I mean, plenty of other ways, because all that's going to do is just give you energy. It's not going to do anything for your pump. It's not going to do anything for your blood flow, or it's not a dilator. What is MK677? Thought it took a prescription, seen it online from another lab, and was not requiring a script. It's probably a research peptides company if you found it someplace else. There are places out there you could order stuff without a prescription, but then again, you don't know what you're getting. It's going to say on the bottle for research's purpose only, which basically means you're like, you're a guinea pig, you're a lab rat. If something happens to you, oh well, we told you not to take it. Some of those places too, I've even seen the bottle said this is not intended for human consumption. So if they have to put that on the bottle to save themselves if something happens, it's not a good thing. So MK677 is it releases your growth hormone at IGF levels. It works similar like growth or HGH does. It's a capsule, so you don't have to inject yourself. It's going to make you eat uncontrollably, almost uncontrollably, like, to be honest. So if you have a problem with your food, make sure your food in your house is good food. If you want to gain weight, this is the number one thing I recommend you to take. Now, again, you could take it and be lean, but your diet you cannot cheat at all. You may have to lower your carbs. You may have to even eat cleaner. But I love MK677 because, again, it's like growth hormone. And it's a capsule. It makes you eat a lot. And it also can make certain people lethargic. So, again, if that's an issue you have while taking MK677, I would recommend taking it at night so that way you're not fighting those cravings of hunger cravings throughout the night. And again, if you're trying to grow anyways, your growth hormone, your body's going to be growing the most when it's recovering when you're growing anyways. So a lot of people that take growth hormone, bodybuilders that take growth hormone, they'll take it before they go to bed. So MK, I'd recommend the same way, take it before you go to bed. Or if you're having a hard time eating, take it first thing in the morning and get ready to eat, because you will be eating. Hydrochlorothiazide. Go back. Let me see. I think they were talking. See if I can. What were you asking in reference to use? Victorious is asking if they take. Oh yeah, you could still take Titan stuff. You were just asking in general if you could use Titan stuff for taking hydrochlorothiazide. Yeah, you would just let the medical provider or the doctor know exactly what you're taking. I'm almost positive. Don't quote me on this. I'm almost positive that wouldn't have any effect on some of the things that we have here at Titan. So just call the office 727-389-3220 and just let them know that Drew told you about hydrochlorothiazide. If that's something that's going to interfere with any Titan medical therapies, they'll be able to walk you through it. Tips for a 50-year-old. Depends what you want to do. I have to know what you want to do. You want to get big, you want to get small, you want to get fast, you want to get lean, you want better hair, you want better skin. I mean, you need a libido boost. What do you need? Tony Brunette, what are your thoughts on peptides for repair? Big on them. I was just talking earlier in the show about how I'm using BPC 157 because I have like a slight strain in my tricep lat tie-in. It's been working great. So I'm a huge fan of healing peptides. There's some of the ones that I recommend. The number one thing for straight healing, I would say, was BPC 157. Then next one down for me would be TB 500, and then CJC 1295. But BPC 157 and TB 500, combine those two together, unbelievable repairing and healing properties. And again, it'll speed it up the process. If it takes 8 weeks to heal normally, you might be good in 3 or 4 with this stuff. It works that quick. And again, if we're healing the tendon or healing the ligament, that means once it's healed, we don't need to continue taking painkillers and ibuprofen and all that. So if you're someone that's been taking painkillers, where you've been in prescription painkillers or Advil or anything like that for years and years, going to the gym or just wear and tear, once you heal that, you don't need that anymore. So now your elbow's fine now. So I'm very big on healing peptides. Again, we have them here at Titan Medical Center. We service all 50 states. So let that be known when you're talking to people about Titan medical stuff. Let them know we can get it out to you. Tony Chopper says, get big. Tips for a 50-year-old to get big. Well, if you're 50 and you pretty much know what foods your body can agree with and doesn't agree with, I would say take taste out of the equation, even though that's hard for a lot of people to do. Take taste out of the equation and literally eat strictly to get big. Like every time you eat something, look at the label, look at the calories, look at the carbs. Who cares about the flavor? Who cares? I mean, if you can do that, that's how you can get big. People are like, oh, well, it doesn't taste good. How bad do you want it? You know, you have to eat more, you have to rest more, especially at 50. At 50, you need to rest more and eat more. If you're 20, maybe you can go to the gym more, this and that, but at 50, rest more and eat more. Yes, we do sell peptides, 727-389-3220, and we service all 50 states. So Pat Scott, 441, if you need peptides, hit us up.
You tell people on TikTok that the back is frozen if they need to see it, they can go on Instagram.
And my camera guy just let me know to tell you guys that the back is frozen on TikTok. So all the people on TikTok, if you want to go over to Titan Medical's Facebook page or Instagram, you can see the live show with the graphics behind me. But again, TikTok, the back's froze up. Head on over to Facebook or Titan Medical's Instagram, or my Instagram for that matter, and you can check out the rest of the show there. Let's give out some quick shout-outs. St. Francis, Andreas Fred Bennett just joined, Jay Marsh, Filthy Phil Valdez says, and Jim. Not sure what that means. I want to get strong and not get hurt anymore from overuse and keep pushing from construction work and gym. Yeah, then I would definitely recommend the healing peptides. A lot of the thing, too, is you could take these healing peptides even if you don't have pain. As you get older, your muscles, especially guys that go to the gym a lot or ladies that go to the gym a lot, your muscles get stronger than your connective tissue and ligaments. So if you want to just, as a precautionary measure, strengthen all your ligaments and tendons, just start taking it, and then that way you won't have to worry. So as you're getting stronger, you're not going to have to worry about pain or injury. Killing parasites in the body is the new thing. Seemingly, what's your thoughts? I've heard of some people doing that. I spoke to a guy that was in Brazil, and he got like, they put the worm in his body and ate the parasites, and they take it out, and some new thing going on. I don't really know too much about it. Q is asking, where do you inject the BPC 157? Now, with BPC 157, I would say inject closest to the pain area. So if you have pain in your elbow, don't go into the ligament. Excuse me. Don't go into the ligament. Don't go into the tendon. But you will pinch just a small amount here underneath the skin of the elbow and just go closest to the elbow. If it's your shoulder, closest to your shoulder. That's with BPC. Now, you can go sub-Q with BPC, but all the studies I've seen and all the personal experience I've had with it, if you do it closest to the area, it's going to treat the area faster. Now, with TB 500, that's more systematic. So you could do TB 500 anywhere. It's going to systematically work throughout your body. Now, BPC capsules, people are asking about the capsules. Are they effective, and should you only do injectable? Again, anything you do injectable is going to work 10 times better because it's not going to have to go through your digestive system. If you have peanut butter, if you have coconut oil, if you have heavy oils or fats in your body, if you take that tablet, it's going to get lodged in the fat and it won't disperse at the same rate as it would through an injection. So I would always recommend injection if you can. Now, if worst case, you have to go the oral route, that's fine. But again, injection's always better. Whether it's a vitamin, whether it's a healing thing, it's always going to work better. It could be vitamin C. It's 10 times better through an injection. Filthy Valdez is asking how much is a test subscription cost from a company. The test, basically that would be our HRT program. Our HRT prices vary depending on what you need with your HRT. Again, if you need estrogen blockers, if you need enclomiphene, that's going to be dependent on your blood work. So Phil, just call 727-389-3220. Let them know you're interested in running some HRT. Let them know Drew said to give you a discount. They'll hook you up. Okay, Jay Sweetserson says, I ran out of Aromasin about 3 weeks ago. Emotional lately. Only have mast. Can I lower E? Cannot lower E. It can. That can lower E, but it's not. You're gonna have other issues with that. How did you run out of the Aromasin? I'm assuming you weren't going through a medical provider because chances are if you were, they're not going to let you run out like that. But again, I've seen this in the past where guys will blast mast thinking it's going to work like an anti-estrogen. It does have anti-estrogen properties, but nothing's going to lower it like Aromasin or anastrozole or letrozole or tamoxifen. So I would say in other words, don't take something that lowers your, don't take NyQuil because you want to go to sleep. Figure out what the problem is and fix it, or take the active ingredient in NyQuil. Taking mast to lower your E is like taking NyQuil to go to sleep. It's doing other stuff. Why not just take something that's going to specifically lower your estrogen? And not only that, for the price that you're going to spend on anastrozole is probably the same price that you're spending on your mast, and it's literally fixing your estrogen rather than just bringing it down a little bit. I would say lower everything until you're ready to go. I wouldn't start taking things. I wouldn't. First of all, I wouldn't order stuff online like that. But a lot of guys get anxious and they have 3 things and they start it before they get the other one, and they have this problem, that problem. Again, that's why if you come to Titan, you're not going to have those issues. Your blood work's going to say everything. So as soon as you start your HRT, you're going to have your test sip. You're going to have your anastrozole. You're going to have your enclomiphene. You're going to have your tamoxifen if you need it. So that way everything is in line. You don't never have anything to worry about. Brownie's saying, you want the half zip up? Yeah, we do have this in merch. This is I think this is a 3X. We have these in merch. It's real thin. It feels like nothing on my body. But yeah, we have these. We have them in black. We have the black one with the white writing. This one is gray. But yeah, you guys know me. I'm Titan every day. My closet is literally, it's Titan. It's official Titan. So I've been wearing Titan every single day for over 1,000 days. Literally every day. There's not a day goes by I don't put Titan on my back. It's for a reason. Good questions today. Good questions. We're going to jump into what we have going on tonight. Tonight, it's going down. Hotel floor, downtown Tampa. Skell, fashion, and art show. Art and fashion show. It's a black tie gala. It's going to be insane. It's going to be nuts. There's 8 bars. There's 3 DJs. Special surprise performances. Live art. Over 200 art pieces. It's an all black tie event. If you can scroll down just a little bit. Yeah, it's going to be insane. 4 runway fashion shows, 5 rooms. I'm going to be modeling some of the Titan clothes. Shout out to my boy Titus Thaddeus. He's going to be out there modeling some Titan clothes with me. It's going to be a great time. We have a whole slew of girls this time. A slew. We have a squad. We have a squad. Andreas was telling me yesterday there's like a lot. We got a whole lineup of models. So it's going to be a great time. Again, it's tonight. Starts at 7 p.m. It's at Hotel Floor, downtown Tampa. It's an all-black event. Black tux, black dress for ladies, black on black, black everything. It's going to be strict dress code, so don't show up with a red suit saying I couldn't find a black one. Black tux, black dress for ladies, 7 to 11 p.m. It's going to be a great show. I think there's still tickets available online. If not, I know there are going to be tickets at the door. I think Scale said tickets are going to be sold at the door. I think the VIP sections might be sold out. But again, just show up. Because even if you can't get into the event, the lobby, the outside is going to be all kinds of stuff going on. It's right downtown, too. So you can come pregame over here, hang out. Even if you don't have tickets, come pregame over here, hang out. And then you got all the different clubs and everything right downtown at the same time. But there is an after party. Excuse me, I just hit the camera. See, I'm getting too excited about this thing tonight. There's an after party, too, at the same event. So that's a little exclusive. But, yeah, it's going to be a great time tonight, 7 to 11 p.m. Titan Medical Center is the main sponsor. You guys know we got a section right up front. So I can't wait for it. And, again, I'll be wearing some of the Titan clothes, modeling, hitting the runway. You guys have seen me do it in the past shows. So I'm getting used to this stuff now. I kind of like it. I'm not a model by any means. I'm a bodybuilder, fitness guy, but it's fun. It's fun to go out there and have a little bit of fun. The girls kill it though. The real models. These girls are real models. Like I'm just out there. Me and Titus going to be just some big guys walking around doing our thing. But the time is running out. About time for the end of the show. They're giving me the cue that's been about an hour. But again, tonight, 7 to 11, Hotel Floor. After that, we have another car show coming up at the Enclave. I'll get into that more next week. Make sure you guys hit the bell on YouTube so you're notified of videos like this. Check me out on the podcast. I've done over 250 shows. Also, hit me up on TikTok, Instagram,